thought about that before, actually. But now I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll ask my pendulum. That's a good idea. Hello, happy August 8th, 2025, Lionsgate Portal. Holy shit, it is August 8th, 2025, guys. Hi, Liz. Hi, Renee. Liz, Renee. How are you guys doing? Hi, Robin. Happy Lionsgate Portal, guys. Oh, the energy. Hi, Donald. Good afternoon. So we're obviously going to talk about, we've been talking about the Lionsgate Portal since it began to open at the end of July, but now we are at maximum. It is between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on August 8th, 2025. So we are here, and I'm here for it. You guys, I hope you're living in your absolute intentions today of the best outcome for everything for you. That's what I've been doing. Also, I've been thinking about things, and then I was getting ready and listening to Poisoned. It's a documentary on Netflix, and I was like, nothing is safe for us anymore. It's about our food supply, and I was like, why? I didn't watch it for the longest time. It's from a couple years ago, but I watched it, and I was just like, oh man. Hi, Rebecca. Lovely to see ya. I don't know if I'll get to that in 10 minutes, but hope everyone is well. Hi, Cynthia. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Today, Supercharged Lionsgate Portal on the 8th day of the 8th month, guys. This is a big deal for us of miracles, manifestation. What's been on your mind? Have you been doing the inventory? Like, what am I thinking about today? What's been weighing on me? Can you guys share? Like, what have you been thinking about? Hi, Heather. I was thinking about you. My throat hurts so bad, and I was like, I think about you when I think about how painful my throat is. But happy 8/8, darling. Put Heather down for a card. Yeah, so I watched Poisoned, or listened to it. I started to on Netflix, and I was like, well, this is another one of those. And when I put it on, I thought about the Seaspiracy one, and I was like, this is another one in Buy Now, the shopping conspiracy. One of the ones that I have to watch to look around and go, well, I didn't realize that all of our food was also contaminated. So, yay. Hi, Robin. Would you like a card? Robin B. Robin T and Robin B. All right. So anyways, this shape-shifting vortex can rapidly transform your dreams and intentions into your mind-blowing, amazing, crazy, wild reality, right? So believe in your worthiness. And I do. I absolutely do. Guys, I've had nothing but amazing, beautiful sessions recently. And I sit as my higher self sometimes in those sessions, and I look around and I go, look at me go. Look at me go. It's so nice. Hi, Doug. But I'm living in that energy. You know, I've been giving a lot for a long time, and I'm excited about today. Hi, Victoria. Victoria, happy Lionsgate. So anyways, believe in your worthiness. Trust that the universe's guidance is preparing you for extraordinary results, right? Extraordinary results, incredible outcomes. Take a leap of faith and imagine the amazing possibilities. Imagine the abundance, the opportunities, the blessings, all of which are coming your way. They're coming my way. I am open, especially right now, this very moment. I am so open to it. Hi, Deanne. Okay, here's my list so far. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Liz, Renee, Robin, Donald, Rebecca, who may or may not be here when I do it. Cynthia, Heather, Robin, other Robin, B, Doug, Victoria, and Deanne. So take that leap of faith and imagine these amazing possibilities, guys. See them for yourself. So important. Co-create your reality with the universe, guys. Lisa B. Wonderful to see you here. Hi, Dawn. I'll put Dawn down. I must be mindful. I'm working from home today. Zoom sessions. I like my Zoom days. I like my office days. I like them both. I like all the days. Anyways, so in this work, or like all the days in this work, what crystal should I be using today on this Lionsgate Portal? Well, you know, intuitively I picked one, and it was this one, and it's the first one on the list actually, which is citrine for prosperity. Hey guys, I was having this wild thought in one of my sessions yesterday. I think I shared it with the person I was with. I'm like, we can't take anything tangible with us, right, when we go, especially from this low vibrational, super dense experience. But like, crystals are vibrations, right? And frequencies. So I bet we can take those with us to heaven. I've never really thought about that, you know? Good, Rebecca. Anyways, malachite is another one, which I had an example of. It's on my nightstand. Aquamarine for your communication. Hi, Chandra. How are things going? Moldavite. Oh, I didn't bring mine. I will get it and use it for my sessions. Hi, Betty. Put Betty. Okay, and then that's probably all I can do today. And Bumblebee Jasper. I don't know that I need any more energy. I seem to have a lot, although I'm tired. Iolite for your visions, right? Amethyst for connecting to your higher realms. Okay. Got one of those. You love citrine? Me too. Hi, Jackie. Okay, and I'll put Jackie. She'll be my last one. All right, and also labradorite for your intuition. Oh, connect today. Use my imagination for everything, right? Lionsgate portal. So this opens a divine vortex, guys, of radiant energy aligned with the spiritual sun of Sirius, illuminating the path of the heart-centered living and our higher love. You know that song, Higher Love, isn't it terrible? Give me a higher love. Oh, that one. I can hear it in my head. Hi, Haley. Okay, Haley will be my last one. Okay, now that's absolutely 1,000% the last one I can do. Oh, long enough for a card, but I wanted to say hello. Okay, well then I will cross you off. Never mind. Thank you for being here. So moving on, Sirius illuminating the path of this heart-centered higher love. So this is more than a date. It's an activation of your soul's true purpose. And you can feel it. What is your soul's purpose? Purpose. A powerful alignment that awakens remembrance, deepens your intuition, and calls forth the courage to become the brightest expression of your true self. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Your true self, you guys. Do you know what song I'm talking about though, Robin? I hear, like, all it'll be is something somebody says, and I don't listen to music anymore, but I've listened to music, like, my whole life, so, like, anytime somebody says something or I read something, you can just instantly trigger a song in me, and that's what that did. So anyways, as the frequencies intensify, guys, your desires become more like sacred messages, and what you choose to feel, to see, to believe, and all these things, envision right now, begins manifesting from our heart. See, I have no idea. Hi, Nicole. Happy 8/8. All right. Anyways, so this portal amplifies infinite potential, reminding you that you are not separate from the divine spiral of creation, right? So you are on it. You're on it, guys, in today. I think about all the other energies going on too, full moon, retrogrades, all kinds of stuff, right? So step through with clarity what resonates with you, what is of your true soul self, what resonates in this heart center that expands outward, but also flows inward so easily. Yeah. Hi, Christina Bunch. You have that song in your head right now. You're going to have it for the rest of the day. Bring me a higher love. That's all I can hear now. Anyways, see, everyone's going to download that song. You're welcome. So you are in it. Step through with clarity. Breathe in the abundance. Let the lion-hearted light restore the truth of who you have always been before the programming, before the bullshit, before we forgot it all. You know, who are you? Deep within there. Divine vortex, guys. I love this for us. Remember, it's 8/8. You know, it's been happening for a little bit. 8/8 is the peak of this, right? Especially between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Like that cool thing that I made and posted on my page. Takes work to do that. I gotta cut and paste and shit. How am I feeling today? Pretty good. You're welcome, guys. Should I play it? Should I play the song? Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Did I read the list? I did. All right, so let's look at some things we can do to manifest abundance today. In just a moment, I'm going to get on to Liz's card. All right, I have to do it. I'm sorry. Let me just play a little clip of that song, yeah? Anyways, is anybody feeling not wonderful today? Just curious. You guys are free to share your feelings here, but is anybody not feeling well? I feel pretty good today. I mean, physically is always a challenge here, you know, and then fighting against, like, you know, just Earth and all the challenging things out there, like people and stuff like that, and the news and the media and stuff like that. Don't play it, sing it. I'm remembering I was visited by aliens when I was 5. Really? You know what's interesting is I've dove into, because for a long time, another one of them little flies. Anyways, it's going to fly right into my mouth or my eye during this live feed. I just know it. Do spirits cry? I was thinking that today. No, not really. There's no reasons to be sad in heaven, you know? But I was thinking about that, like how I had a hard time when people would say like, I got it. Fuck, pardon my French. People would say things like, oh, I had a memory from when I was younger, come back. It's like, I was like, how can you forget something and like trust when you have these memories that they're actually real, and they're not made up memories. And it's like, then I started to have them. I have a lot of stuff that I don't have memories. And then I started to have like memories of my childhood come up that I had completely, and I knew they were true. It's like, you don't question it, they're true, and you're remembering. It's just like it, and you kind of look and go, how did I forget that? But it's wild. I've had that. Is that what that felt like, Chandra? Feeling not amazing, wonderful, but I'm working through it, being at the job I hate. I was thinking about that this morning, Nicole, before I came on here, actually. Leaving early because I can. Good. I did go into the woods before work. I also thought about that and hug a tree and saw a cardinal. I love that so much. Black and blue butterfly. One went right by my window when I was ordering something. I was somewhere ordering something for my kids at a drive-thru, and I was like, I said something. Oh, yeah, we were Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, whatever. But I was ordering, and like in the middle of ordering, a butterfly just came right by my window and was like, oh my God, a butterfly. And like my kids started laughing because it was just like, I said it in the middle of ordering, but I'm like, I don't know who wouldn't get excited about that, but that's just me. So yeah, how did that feel? I want to know all about this, Chandra. I want to know all about this as we get on to Liz's card and the other things I was going to talk about today, which, what could I do today to amplify my manifesting? Gosh, hold on. That one. Hold on a second. This song. It is Steve Winwood. Anyways. Hi, Jessica. Anyways, all right, on to Liz's card today on this magical 8/8 Steve Winwood Lionsgate portal. I know things are happening behind the scenes that I don't see. I have lots of faith in that. Good. I love that. All right. Other things to expect today on this lovely Lionsgate portal. Let's look at the ways of which we can manifest. I'm always at work when you come on. I'm so happy I caught you. I'm happy you caught me too. Thank you for being here. See, and now you guys will always think of me when you hear the song. I had his hairstyle, actually. I used to be so scared of aliens when I was little. This was before the movie came out. I remember being scared at night because they'd hide behind this big chair, realizing it wasn't my imagination. I'd be like, why are you hiding behind the chairs? Why does it have to be like that? And what do you think now, remembering that? Do you think aliens are interdimensional? Have you thought about that? 70s and 80s music was pretty good. Anyways, okay, I'm going to turn it off now. Moving on to ways you can manifest today and the cards of which. So anyways, deep work for 15 minutes, deep soul digging. Get in there. Work on what's holding you back and stuff if you're not feeling the greatness. Bye, honey. Have a wonderful day. Take a walk, especially in nature, is the best. Keep an idea journal. Sit down and just write some stuff, intentions, all that, right? All right, Liz. Presence. I love that. So you're being asked to spend more time in the present moment and to stop ruminating about the past or longing for the future. So your life is happening right now, and it is, you're in it for the present, right? Don't miss all the beauty right here, right now. Haven't heard that song since 1950. Which one? Higher Love? All right. You could today, if you're really having a hard time, practice cord cutting, but I worked on a lot of that. I'm literally using my only, even today, I put on YouTube music and it's like Lionsgate music. I'm like, sure, I'll listen to that and I'll do all the things, I'm being healthy of mind and body and spirit, and all those things. Something actually I did want to talk to you guys about, that was a supplement that I've had, and I stopped taking for a little bit, and sometimes I do this, but I always get drawn right back to it when I feel it's necessary. And you guys, I'm still doing my chlorophyll water, which I love, but rhodiola, anyone? use Rhodiola. Please tell me this is a good Lionsgate portal, because I've been going through it at the past few weeks. Well, we've been in other planetary shit, you know, like Mercury retrograde and stuff, but Lionsgate portal is always an opportunity for good and amazing. I mean, just abundance and manifesting, always. So we talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but essentially that is it. So Rhodiola, guys. You're welcome, Liz. Known as golden root or arctic root, so it's an adaptogenic herb that may offer several health benefits, guys. Reducing fatigue. It's probably why I feel like $1,000,000 this morning. Improving physical and mental performance. Also potentially helping with stress and anxiety. Has been studied for its potential to protect our heart from any damage, and anti-cancer properties too. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Hi, John. I was just thinking about you. Get my mind message? Did you get my mind message? Literally, like 1.5 minutes ago, I was thinking to myself, like, where's John Kelly? Happy Lionsgate. All right, so jump in, Renee. Jump in, darling. You're being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. So the stars will not align in just the right way exactly when we want it sometimes. You have to take the leap anyways. This is that time. Huh. So waiting for the perfect timing isn't always the perfect time. Yeah. Maybe that will never come. Maybe today is the perfect time. All right. Moving on to Robin T. Like Tom or Tillet. Rhodiola. I've added it to my chlorophyll and my water, and I drink so much water, guys. You remember. I mean, it was less than a year ago. Remember, Robin? You'll remember because you used to tell me how bad soda was. But I was like, well, I'm not giving up my soda. I love my soda. It's so good. It's so delicious. It's so sweet. You know, it was diet soda, which, you know, whatever. But now I don't even drink soda except for once every now and again. And I'm like, oh, I feel shitty about drinking this soda. Now you've got me trying to remember every other song that was on the radio when that song was. It wasn't from a movie. Yeah. I just love that my mind works like that, though, where just random songs just come to me. And then I'll listen to them over and over again. And then I'll forget about it again. So, your dog is in surgery as we speak. Sending your dog lots of love and angels to protect, and sending you lots of love and calmness. You're trying to get rid of soda. It's hard, right? I do my chlorophyll water. I mean, you can't just drink chlorophyll all day. There's a limit to how much you can do, you know, but I do the water flavorings. Yes, I know that there's some stuff in those that perhaps aren't perfect, but I'm working my way towards just plain water, guys. And then I'm like, well, what water? Do I want water from bottles with microplastics, or do I want water from the sink with microplastics, birth control, medications, feces, parasites, God only knows what else? Thank you, Robin. I know. I think about you. Whenever I honor myself for not drinking soda anymore, I think about you, Robin. So thank you for being part of my journey. Forgot to tell you last week, and hello, Julie. Last week we drove up north Friday, August 1st, 5:30. It was still dark and we seen a green light shoot across the sky and disappear. It was weird. What do you think that is? Was it a comet? Was it a projection? Was it an alien spaceship? Marvin the Martian. I used to love Marvin the Martian. Chlorophyll water? What is that? It is plant blood water, and it is refreshing, amazing. It's great for your skin. It's amazing. I think it rewound my face a few years at least, and I stopped breaking out. I was breaking out for a while there. It's anti-cancer. It's high vibrational. It's all kinds of things. I forget everything I just said. So, angel water. You're not the first person to tell me about that, or are you the person who told me about that? Anyways, okay. Moving on to Robin's card. On to Robin as I talk about the other things I wanted to talk about today, which I honestly don't remember all of them. But let's look at fun news really quick. Now, if you're tuning into TMZ because you just want some dumb shit to listen to, apparently they're going to talk about how Diddy is planning his comeback at the Madison Square Garden. So you can join that discussion if you'd like. Sparkling water with flavor. I can't get with sparkling water. I just can't. I even bought some and I have it here to offer to people, but I won't drink it. Nobody comes here. Anyways, yeah, so sparkling water. So I like water with flavoring. I can't do sparkling. Accidentally one time bought sparkling water, didn't know it, was shocked and surprised. It's not a good surprise when you think it's regular water. But anyways. But yeah, a water filter is always a good idea. I'm sure I was thinking about that too. Maybe I should do We all questioned, did you see that? Yeah. You haven't been thinking about it since? Did you lose time when you saw it? Just curious. I think I've got an autoimmune thing going on. Of course, my doctor appointment until next. You're lucky to get in next month. Good luck, darling. It's not uncommon with light workers, you know, autoimmune. So yes, Robin, I did yours, and I have a very short attention span today, so I don't remember when it was. Anyways, moving on to the other fun news. Alcohol shrinks your brain no matter how much you drink. Guys, a new study well, not a new study, but new information about an old study shows, and piggybacking that, when we talk about alcohol consumption, there is a man a local man here. Now, marijuana is legal in Illinois, but a man who's local who had a sophisticated pot growing operation in his home got whacked with like $3,450 in fines, 24 months of first offender probation, 30 hours of public service, and like all this other shit. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's weird. I don't know. But again, in Illinois, you gotta get permission to even, you know, have chickens and shit. It's weird here. What's going on with my hair? Anyway. I used to be a soda junkie, but now nothing tastes as good as ice cold bottled water. Right? With chlorophyll. I don't know. I still can't, like, I can't get with the whole just plain water unless I'm like, you know, in sweltering heat or something. I mean, I do drink it. I just don't love it as much. You know what I mean? So do you guys think that that's crazy? Or am I crazy for thinking it's crazy? Like, weed is legal in Illinois. I think it was like he had 142 plants, you know? He had 142 plants. And then he had to plead guilty to this. Legal in Canada too, is it? It's not legal in every state here. Not legal in every state. I just don't get how there's people who are in prison for pot. It's crazy. Crazy. Anyways, all right, onto Donald's card. Yeah, because I did Robin's. I never missed my card. Did I? What was it? Does anyone know? Did I do Robin's? Robin. Did we for sure do Robin? Does anyone know? I know it's hard to pay attention for all of us, or especially me. I think that's stupid AF. There's people that have way worse shit going on in their homes. Yeah, and out on the streets. You kidding? I see stuff every day where I'm like, that person should be behind bars for sure. That person is despicable. I don't drink water unless it's tea or flavored. See, I like tea. I love tea. I never used to. It grew on me over many years. You didn't do Robin. Okay, thank you. All right. I was like, All right, so anyways, look, what else can we do today on this Lionsgate portal? Breathe deeply and focus on your thoughts. You just don't get wrapped too much in earth. Go to your thoughts, you know, go to your heart. Remember, a lot of this is that heart center energy, right? Speak up, Robin. What are you not saying that you would like to say? Is there something eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever, you know, it'll turn to illness and disease. So it's time to let go. Let it out. Time to move on and be happy. And that's for everybody. You can't keep shit in. You can't keep shit in, guys. It'll turn to disruption, which will turn to disease and illness. It always does. Earl Grey. That's your favorite? I feel like that's the standard for... Well, you know what? I haven't tried it in a very long time. I believe I shall have some and then report back. I always say that and then I forget to do these things. But so speak up, Robin. Speak your truth. No matter how hard it may be to say. Even to yourself. On to Donald. Set your alarm for a few minutes earlier than you need to this morning if you could turn back time, which we can't. So we missed the opportunity for that one. Hi, Janet. How are you doing? Read something uplifting today. Read something uplifting. Organize your to-dos or do one of your to-dos today would be a good way with lemon. Okay. And to offset the strong aromatic flavor of Earl Grey. You're welcome, Robin. Dedicate at least 10 minutes, I'm aiming for the whole day, to being grateful. To being grateful. Don't sit and do any stinking thinking about anything today, guys. And if you notice yourself going to stinking thinking, you're going to catch it and you're going to switch it to gratitude, right? Or grab it and switch it to literally anything better, right? Anything better. Put mint in your water. Yummy. Yes, mint in water is yummy, and it's good for your tummy and your sinuses. Thank you for reminding me of that. I am going to do that. It's a good idea. Although the chlorophyll that I get has a little hint of peppermint, it's not as much as I would like. Sweet tea junkie, because sweet tea is so delicious. Well, I figure you still get some herbs in there, you know. Southern roots for sure. Anyway, start a weekly gratitude journal moving forward, guys, to hold on to that vision of abundance that you're setting for today. Don't just do it today. That needs to carry through now, because this wonderful energetic portal is happening, but you don't want it to be over after today either. You know, allow the abundance to continue to come to you. Yeah. All right, so align, Donald, align. So you're being asked to align with your current situation, even if it's not easy to do so. So trust that there is so much to be learned by being here, right now, right? Pushing against what is will only make things harder. Align, surrender, and trust. Your chlorophyll has been too, and I just remember that I forgot to take my oil of oregano. I had to dial back on that because I feel like it was upsetting whatever burning throat and whatever I have going on. It had to be, and that's another reason why I have to drink so much too, because I'm so damn thirsty all the time. I saw the beautiful moon last night too. Isn't that so weird that you up in Canada may have been looking at the moon at the same exact time that I was looking at the moon here in boring Illinois? Isn't that wild? You guys ever think about that? Anyway, all right, on to Rebecca. Also, guys, so speaking of, because I noticed the the moon when I was walking down the stairs after I tucked my daughter in bed, and I heard a sound, and I was like, what's that sound? And I looked out the window, and it was the mosquito spraying truck, and I was like, son of a bitch, I gotta take the trash out. So then I looked into, like, can I go outside right after they do the mosquito spray? Something just told me, no, don't do that, Kristen. But then I was reading, it's like, turn off your central AC, close all the windows, like all this shit. And I was like, oh my God. And then, like, I waited like 45 minutes because I was like, the trash has to go out. So I had to take the trash out. And then when I was walking back inside, like, a moth dropped dead right in front of me. And I was just like, oh no. And then I went and looked into, like, that mosquito spraying that they do and how much it damages the wildlife. Why do we do this, you guys? It's like, oh, it affects the bees, it affects the birds who eat the bugs, and, like, I was just like, I didn't even think about this. Anyway, so I just wanted to tell you guys that stuff. But anyways, it was beautiful. It wasn't it? But the full moon is tomorrow. Is it mostly, like, what is the percentage of the moon right now? Does anybody know? I forgot to check. All right, so on to Rebecca, if she's still here. If not, she said she was going to listen to later. So I'm going to close this one and get on to the next things I'm going to talk about today, which are back to what I was saying about the drinking stuff. So alcohol's mood-boosting effects are well known for people, but new research suggests that the impact on our brain health, there's so much stuff with brain health these days, isn't there, may begin even at moderate levels of consumption. So a British study, a long-term British study at the Whitehall investigation into health and lifestyle followed by 500 people, over 500 people for 30 years. And the results based on the scans and cognitive testing showed that people who drink moderately, defined as like 1 drink a day for a woman, 2 drinks for a man, had significantly increased risk of shrinkage of the hippocampus, guys, the brain region responsible for your memory. Hi, Suzanne. Who was spraying the village? Do they do that by you guys? They come and they have these trucks and then they shoot the shit out of it and it's loud. That's how I noticed the sound of it. And I'm like, God, there's no like intercom going, we are spraying for, remember, wasn't that happening in New York or something a few years ago where they were like announcing like shit they're spraying? Like, I don't know what's worse, knowing or not knowing. And it just made me so sad though to think about that. Like literally, it was almost surreal. It was just dark outside, beautiful trees and stuff. I could see the moon. There's a little bit of clouds, and I'm walking back in the dark. You know, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm walking back in the dark into my home, and a moth just right in front of me. I couldn't believe my eyes, and it made me think, and I was just like, why is this happening? I look at the world totally different than I did 20 years ago, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember, but happy 8/8. Hi, Amy. How are you? Ooh, use that law of attraction and manifestation today is super heightened. Envision what it is that you would like to achieve, darling. I've always been extremely suspicious of those dang mosquito spray trucks. Really? Best case scenario is it's bad for the environment. Worst case scenario, they're experimenting on people. I don't trust anything anymore. Ah, so crazy. All right, Rebecca's card. Keep going. May feel as though you've been on this path or journey for so long, and you may even wonder if you're making any progress towards your dreams, but this message is a loving reminder for you to keep going. You're almost there. Where? Where are we going to? Well, this is a temporary experience for most of us, except for the reptilian vampire clones, right? So the goal for us is ascension of our soul, higher self, lessons learned, becoming closer to our higher selves through being genuine and healing and working on ourselves. Yeah. They never announced praying back home for reasons, I'm sure. Yeah, that sounds so creepy. I've never heard of this. It was creepy. I don't know. It's because maybe I walk between now that I just see everything differently. The fact that a moth was like mid-flight and then just right in front of me, I was just like, why? It just was weird to me, and it creeped me out a little bit. It was just like I don't know, it just signified something more to me. Anyway, so you guys be careful with your drinking. Remember, look at all the stuff going on now with cognitive and brain stuff and dementia and all that, much younger at much higher rates and stuff. Think like that. I think back to the Prohibition, like, was that a good idea? Was it? Yeah. Anyways, moving on to Cynthia. So focus. You're being asked to shift your focus, darling. Shift your focus. So what is working and what isn't? Hold on just one second. Pull up my next thing. Paying extra attention to where you place your focus is the first step toward creating an amazing life. Yes, and especially today. Absolutely need to focus exactly at what it is that you would like to achieve today. What do you see as your future? Oh, I see me in this work, meeting tons of people, but having an actual talk show and not having to do any of the technical work. I've been sending that to the universe for a long time. Having my building with my church, all kinds of things. I'm open to all of it. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. All right, so I wanted to talk about some other things while I get through these things. We talked about the Lionsgate earlier, so that was Cynthia. If you have any questions about the Lionsgate portal, feel free to ask. But essentially, guys, I challenge you to not have any stinking thinking today at all, and only focus on how you want your life to look. On to Heather. So let's look at signs of healing today, I suppose. Why not? You guys, you want to hear the list of taxes we did tax on? Just, I mean, so you can think about like how this Earth situation is a temporary experience that's out of our control. It's out of our control. Don't get upset by it. People get so upset by everything here. What's the point? That is the point of being here, to come out better through all the adversity and challenges and shit that we're presented with, guys. Earth is the master class for souls. Why did I think about this the other day? A core memory growing up in Illinois. They don't do that where I live now. You did think about this the other day? You grew up in Illinois? You're not here anymore? That's so much interesting information, Haley. Really? Wait, did you think about are you talking about which part spraying? You thought about this the other day? Because everything connects, you know? It always does. Donald, I love that you noticed that. I screenshot it from yesterday. One of my favorites. You're welcome, Cynthia. List of taxes average Americans pay just for fun. Yeah? So, property tax, sales tax, state tax, marriage license fees, local school tax, vehicle registration tax, business registration, permit fees, estate tax, waste management tax, cigarette tax, court fees, dog license tax, driver's license fees, garbage tax, gasoline tax, gun ownership fees, gift tax. Now we have delivery tax, guys, too. Social security taxes, unemployment taxes, fishing license fees, highway toll fees, hotel tax, hunting license fees, import taxes, individual health insurance tax, inheritance tax, insect control tax. I didn't even ask for that shit. Actually, I didn't ask for any of this. Inspection fees, IRS interest and penalty charges, library card fees, license plate fees, liquor tax, luxury tax, Medicare tax, parking meter fees, passport fees, biodiesel fuel tax, air transportation tax, professional license fees, recreational vehicle tax, self-employment tax, sewer and water tax, service charge taxes, sports stadium tax, state parks entrance fee taxes, tanning tax, 911 service tax, universal service fees, tire tax, and most of all, the federal income tax. Isn't that fun, you guys? The soda tax, oh my God, you know? And our governor here would like to tax us for the air we breathe, I'm sure. You know, he's just the worst, in my opinion. And I don't have a lot of political opinions, but I am sick of this shit, honestly. I really am. But moving on. So that's just wanted to share that fun information with you too, Heather, because I didn't do it yet. Heather. So speak up. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. And to think back in the day, people lost their minds over a tax on tea. Right? Doug? You know? And now look. Very good point. Hi, Tori. You're swimming by your friends? How amazing. I love that so much. I came at the right time talking about taxes. Isn't it such a sham? All of it. But that's what I say. Like, I talk about this all the time on here. Like, life is this experience that is meant to be freaking challenging and unfair. I mean, heaven is perfect. We don't come here to experience perfect. We come here to experience hard, challenging shit. It's temporary. Yeah? That's why we do it. But yeah, I mean, all this. And then to think, you know, I got to wait till at least November to get into a doctor when I mean, my pain becomes pretty severe, you know? So I'm doing all these things. I'm actually trying, I've looked into it a lot, but, you guys, it's like bee saliva with something else, propolis. I don't know. I'm just looking into that and I'm doing that now. But I'm just like, you know, there's something wrong with the world today. Like how Gavin Newsom's third $9 million mansion he bought in less than 5 years when he makes like $230,000 as a governor. Look at a lot of these governors. How do they become so rich? Like Pritzker. It's terrible. Registration and property tax is what irks me the most. All of it does. All of it does. Earth is already hard. Let us have our money, you know? Yeah, Illinois does want to start taxing the mileage. We drive crazy. It didn't gain traction last time. I'm really hoping it doesn't when they present it again. But if so, you guys, we're going to have to just stop buying shit, doing shit, whatever, you know? I mean, the fact that we have a toll system that's an independent company or whatever is ridiculous. Ugh, it makes me so angry. But I don't hold on to it because I'm thinking about abundance today and my Lionsgate portal. Yeah, people let bees. I've looked into a lot about like bee stings for a lot of different stuff, like autoimmune and stuff too. But this throat thing is getting out of control, and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I've got the rest of August, September, October, and most of November until I get to go in. I went to urgent care. What else can I do? You know, so I will treat it naturally. I will work on doing all the things spiritually and naturally that I can do. That's what I'm going to do. I don't have a choice. We don't have a lot of freedom here, although we're presented with the illusion of freedom constantly, right? So that's where we got to find it all within ourselves. So yeah, mosquito spraying, really bent about that, really, you know, a little frustrated, but Illinois is the first, and this is one of the only good things about Illinois, if this is true. Illinois is the first state to ban AI therapists. I heard that ChatGPT records of people's, or like their ChatGPT could be found on Google searching. So there was a lapse in privacy there. You guys don't trust this. I'm telling you, don't trust the artificial intelligence. Don't trust it. All right. On to Robin B. So did you guys ever hear about this woman? So a woman claims she could smell Parkinson's disease, guys. Now let's talk about magic here for a second. I believe, because of my work, that all things are possible. Yeah? I believe all things are possible, but there's a woman who said that she could smell Parkinson's, and to test her skills, doctors gave her t-shirts worn by people with Parkinson's along with others who were not ill, and she correctly identified every t-shirt except one, which was later to be confirmed to belong to somebody who later developed Parkinson's. What do you guys feel? I used to take royal jelly. I think that's nothing but just honey pretty much. Honey is delicious and amazing, and I love it. I have this spray that I got from Trader Joe's for throat. I'll text it to you. I've got like 4 of those too. Maybe it's the same one. I've got like bioactive silver hydrosol. I've got some other natural. It tastes like licorice and all kinds of delicious cloves and stuff. Hi, Janice. How are you? Anyway, so do you guys believe that it's possible that a woman could smell Parkinson's and diagnose Parkinson's? To test her skills, they gave her all these t-shirts and everything. So her name is Joy, Milne. A former nurse noticed a distinct musky odor on her husband last 17 years before he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at age 45. She's also been able to smell other illnesses such as diabetes and tuberculosis, which she describes as smelling like an oily biscuit. What do you guys feel about? So in 2013, her ability was scientifically tested, and she was asked to smell t-shirts worn by people with and without Parkinson's, and she correctly identified the shirts from the Parkinson's patients. So she does have a condition, though, that makes her have a heightened sense of smell to detect subtle, that other people, I guess, wouldn't pick up on subtle scents. Is that interesting? Maybe animals can detect sickness. Yeah, right? Yeah, very interesting. I heard that and I was like, oh, that is very fascinating. Robin Bray. So connect, darling. You've been asked to connect with others in meaningful ways. Sometimes it is helpful to get new perspectives and to simply just be around other people, right? So you're in need of this right now, and deep connections will benefit you in many ways. Love that so much. On to Doug. You believe it? Yeah. I believe in all kinds of magic. I do. I believe that if we don't limit ourselves, and I believe that sometimes somebody may have something that could look like a type of a disability or a quirk or something that's different or whatever, which is really just part of a superpower when they tap into it and learn how to work with it. I've seen it so much, so I don't know. I feel like it's so important for none of us to look at any part of us and be discouraged about it, but to learn to work with it in some way. So, Chandra, no, not yet. Not yet. On to Doug. So receive, Doug. Receive. You are being asked to be open to receiving universal gifts. Universal gifts. These could come in the form of love, money, compliments, healing energy, universal wisdom. Know that you're worthy of these gifts and open up to them. You ever remember how we were talking about like Barbara Bush and like some of those first ladies? Do you guys ever see Einstein's wife? You guys want to see? I've seen a couple of these going around and I was like, nope. You guys want to see? You see that? What do you think, guys? It's a handsome lady. All right. So Doug is going to be open to receiving, especially in this Lionsgate portal, onto Victoria. Onto Victoria. Did you guys see? Was that long enough for you to take that in? I'm telling you, you go look at some of these. It's just, I don't understand it. I don't get what's going on here. I don't get what's going on here. Here, I'll show one more time, just because. Now, that's not just one picture. It's all the pictures I've seen. This is just one of which I'm sharing with you guys. One of which I'm sharing with you guys. Hello and welcome. She kind of looks like John Goodman a little bit, I feel. But, anyways, anything ever happen with Macron's wife or whatever? I know he's dropping his thing with Candace. So, all right. On to Victoria's card. And stages of healing, I guess we could talk about really quick. Let's do that. Victoria, create, darling. So important for you to create. So you're being asked to connect with your creative side in whatever way feels best. This part of you needs extra attention right now, especially today on this Lionsgate portal, right? It needs to be expressed in a bigger way, your creativity. Yeah, I don't feel like talking about healing today. We're almost done. All right, on to Deanne. And other things in the Lionsgate portal. We're not going to have any stinking thinking today, right? We're only going to think positive. We're going to keep our focus on that because remember, we've also got the full moon energy going on too, which could make us feel some type of way. And Mercury retrograde, guys. So many crazy energies. That's what no AC did to women back in the day, I guess. Probably. Hi, Kelly. How are you? That could be it, Doug. New conspiracy. Although I did read about how all kinds of toxic chemicals and shit leach into us from our air conditioning now. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't escape anything. But I do take a lot of healthy supplements and I treat myself kindly and do all the things that I should. But the truth is, it's everywhere, guys. So you just got to do your best with what you have. Yeah. So really quickly, we will talk about stages of healing very quickly. If I could say very quickly one more time. As I get onto Deanne's card, so choice. You're being asked to make a choice that you may be thinking about or even struggling with perhaps. So it's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition. Eliminate everyone else's input and feel your way to the choice that is right for you. The time is now to take action. Choice. All right, on to Lisa B in just a moment. Stages of healing. First stage, denial. First stage is denial, guys. So this is the one of the hardest barriers often in our healing journey, right? So the next would be, I guess they're not in any particular order, are they? Because everyone's different when it comes to grief. Let's just look at stages of healing. You're very welcome. Shock, you may feel numb. And look, healing. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're all still healing from some shit, especially with a lot of this coming up through Mercury retrograde. I should have prefaced this with that. But shock, you may feel a little bit angry sometimes, or numb, or upset with some things as they come up, or things you're still healing from. But remember, don't shut them down. Begin to process and work through them, or continue to process and work through them. Your next step then would be your recognition. Not in this precise order either, guys, just to let you know. Lisa B, protect. So you're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly, but it's important, though, that you set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is time to get some protection in place. I surround myself with a bubble of white light. I draw in my aura, whatever works best for you. Yeah? Whatever works best for you. On to Dawn. So recognition and acceptance are great liberators, guys. So recognition and acceptance are great liberators. Now that you are aware, you can now begin working through your stagnant waters, right? Oh, yes, now I see what's been holding me back. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I do want to feel better. So now what am I going to do from here? You know, nobody wants to feel like shit, right? Nobody likes to feel stuck. So you got to work through it. The flow of 8-8. I read that Diddy is already planning on it. I know, I said at the beginning at Madison Square Gardens, and I'm like, okay, look, can we just, anybody who's going to show up to anything Diddy after they've seen him beat a woman, can we just like position some people out there to snatch them all up and take them to jail too? Probably a lot of, I mean, I don't know anybody who would in good conscience go support Diddy, you know, would you guys? So stupid. I don't want to hear shit about Diddy ever again. If he just walks scot-free from this. Oh, time spent. Who cares? It's nothing. It's insane. So Dawn, receive. Because I didn't do yours yet, right? So receive. If I did, then I'm doing it again. You're being asked to be open to receiving gifts. So these could come in the form of love, money, compliments, healing energy, universal wisdom. Know that you're worthy of these gifts and open up to them. Yes. Magical Lionsgate portal. All right, on to Chandra. All right, guys, so your acceptance. Excuse me. Acceptance. Acceptance of my past. Acceptance of all the choices and things I've done and I've made. Acceptance of who I am now. All the acceptance. I accept life for what it is. Acceptance is very important in our journey, guys, to healing. One moment you're on the up and up sometimes, and the next moment you're reflecting, and then you got to accept more shit that you weren't planning on processing, perhaps, you know. But also release, which is a big part of it. So recognize that while you may not be where you want to be, you can release the idea that you have to be anything but the here and the now. The here and the now. You don't have to be anywhere but here, right now. Your own damn thoughts. Make sure they're nice ones, yeah? Anybody taking time to reflect? I always reflect. I highly recommend reflecting. Not to be stuck in the pain and the hard stuff, but to learn and to grow. Get a new perspective. Take a step back. These kinds of things. Chandra, healing. So your body, mind, and soul are in a period of deep healing right now. You're going through many transformations all at once. You're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with an open heart and open arms. All that thymus. Yeah. Healing. On to Betty, Jackie, and if Haley's still here, then on to Haley. But emptiness, guys. Anyone feel that sometimes? I've been so fulfilled, but every now and again, I, for some reason, go back to feeling empty. Just every now and again. I think it's honestly just because my work is so fulfilling and everything. I think it's just an old thing inside of me that every now and again I go back to appreciate where I am even more. I really do. You're welcome. Same, all of them need to go. Isn't it terrible? It's just, everything's weird. I heard though that the effects of like doom scrolling, like watching dumb shit, is worse than alcohol effects on people in the brain, which is interesting too. All right, on to Betty. Dear Betty, pause. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at all of the possible outcomes, and make sure that you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. Like, what's for dinner? Do I want something that is going to heat up my house by turning the oven and the stove on while I'm running the air conditioning? That's what I would think, but I think we mean more like internal stuff. So moving on to Jackie and then Haley, and then we're going to get out of here. So integration, guys, make sure you're integrating the old parts of yourself, replacing old habits with new good habits. Yeah, new good habits. So difficult, but immensely rewarding for us. So keep going, replacing, integrating, transforming. Jackie, abundance. I love this. You're being asked to open to abundance, to believe that you're deserving of it all, and to believe that it will flow to you. It is flowing to me now. Yes? So this is the most important step toward receiving it. So know that you are deserving. Yeah? So breathe deeply and trust that it is on its way. And finally, Haley, if she is still here, and then we'll do our collective cards today. In this, remember, no stinking thinking at all today. No matter how hard it is, you got to trick your brain into thinking about positive. Think about something you're grateful for. Think about how you want your life to look. Protect. Haley, protect. So you're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to not want to give to others. It's okay to, want to give to others as you do it effortlessly, though you need to set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. So now is the time to get some protection in place. All right, let's look at our collective cards. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I must get off too many things. But today, I'm just going to envision life how I like it. That's how I'd like to do things. I can listen to, but only true crime story. If it's really bad, it just makes me wake up. Sometimes I can't listen to, but only one true crime story. You know, there's some... I'm true crime nerd, and I mean, it's just, I have a passion for justice and my work and how that's gone hand in hand sometimes and all these things, but there's the new one on, there's a couple that have been really hard for me to watch, and that would be like the Idaho state murders, and I put on Hulu, there was the Delphi, Wisconsin ones, and I could only get 20 minutes into it and I had to turn it off. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I look at true crime and I go, it's just, I can't imagine like being the family, and then I think that's where I get hung up, is I imagine being the family, you know. Anyways, all right, here goes our collective cards. So cancel, clear, and delete, guys. The angels are saying to us today to use only positive words and thoughts as they are rapidly manifesting into form. Yes, they are. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of any negative thinking, whether in the past or right now. Please, angels, help me. I got stinking thinking. It's the Lion's Gate. I don't want this, you know. Your crown chakra, pay attention to your ideas, guys, as they are messages of your true divine purpose. These are guidance sent in the answer to your prayers. Prayers don't have to be on your knees or whatever. Prayers are deep soul intentions for self. And that stuff that resonates from your heart center, you know. Also, no more complaining, guys. So complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. So with your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into beautiful reality. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Empty feeling sometimes, and I stop and remember just how far I've come and tell myself no stinking thinking. Yeah, I believe that that's why that lives in there sometimes for us, is because those of us who have done a lot of work can look and go, I remember what that felt like, you know, and I see how things are now. It's crazy. So I just noticed your frame of Abe. Really? You have one like this? Her name was Emma Sharp and she was born in 1871. That is amazing. Yes, I got this at the Antique Mall several years ago. Anyways, yeah, and I can't imagine that there is that kind of real evil, right? Earth is so weird. But anyways, thank you guys so much. Remember, tomorrow is our full moon too. So tomorrow's our full moon. Enjoy the full moon. I don't know that I'll be able to be on because I do have sessions this whole weekend. So if I don't see you, I will post about it. But thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and do our affirmations. Big deep breath in through our nose, out through our mouth. Releasing any tension, fear, anxiety, worry, anything that does not serve us. Why hold on to it? Just make us sick and crazy. Nobody wants to be sick and crazy. Am I right? And from our root to our crown, I am centered. I'm grounded. I'm safe and I trust. I reawaken my passions. I'm creative. I share my gift with others. I stand in my power. I know my worth. I am valuable. I love and I let love in. I am love. I live in peace and gratitude. I speak the truth. I speak kindly to myself and others. I freely express myself. I honor my intuition. I honor the wisdom I receive. I see clearly. I embrace the unity of all things. I am one with all things. I am one with God, the universe, and all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, thoughts are things. Keep them positive. You're so very deserving. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time.